What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to another A&M Football Fanatics banger. In today's episode, Alex, what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to be talking about every single team's best player.
Yes, sir, we are. And please stay tuned.
If you haven't noticed yet, this channel is no longer Alex Weesdog. We are now A&M Football Fanatics. That is because Mustafa is now a formal member of this channel. Any words, Mo?
Yes, I am proud to start this new brand with Alex, a great friend of mine, and I hope to make some amazing videos for you guys.
You guys loved the video with Mustafa last week. We just hit 100 views on that video in 5 days.
That's crazy.
That's better than both of our other my videos combined. So that is great. That's why we're bringing them back. And 15 subscribers too. So if you're liking the content, please subscribe. We have a thing popping up right below that is showing you that only 50% of our viewers are subscribed. So please, if you like the content, please
like and subscribe down below.
Alright, so let's get in today's video.
Yes, sir. Alright, with the first team we have is the Buffalo Bills.
So I picked Josh Allen because he is a very good player that carried their team to the playoffs. 3,000 yards, and he is superb. Very, very good on the Bills. I don't know who else could have taken them to the playoffs, Mo.
Tre'Davious White, star for many years, one of the only stars on the Buffalo Bills. 6 interceptions. Great, he was great for the defense. That's all that needs to be said about it.
All right.
Next, we have the Miami Dolphins. Really no good players on the Miami Dolphins with the addition of Byron Jones, but I still don't think he's the best. I put Tua Tagovailoa, 7,442 total yards. He was great considering he had an injury in college, so those are some great stats.
Yeah, great stats for Tua. I picked Tua as well. 71% completion grade, 33 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions. That is phenomenal, and the Dolphins will have I don't know what they're probably thinking now that they have this superb quarterback. Next up, we have the New England Patriots.
Who's the next GOAT for the New England Patriots? Alex, start us off.
I picked Julian Edelman because he's the only player left on the Patriots.
Not the
Tom Brady
only.
left, so now he was the best wide receiver there was back when Tom Brady was there. So yeah. I think that's the only one.
He was a Super Bowl MVP, but I mean, I put Stephon Gilmore, Defensive Player of the Year. He had 6 interceptions and Defensive Player of the Year. That just means he's the best defensive player, so he has to be on the list.
Yeah. All right, moving up, we got the Jets.
Not really many good players other than Jamal Adams. And he is a great player. 2 fumbles, 6.5 sacks, 2 TDs as a defensive player. Great for safety.
So he was close on second, but I had to pick Sam Darnold because he carried a team to 7-9 with over 3,000 yards. But the only thing dragging him down is 13 interceptions, and the only reason that puts him at number 1 is because the Jets are lacking good players.
13 interceptions. That's not good for this list. Anyway, moving on. The Dallas Cowboys. I put Amari Cooper. This was probably the toughest choice on the list. There's a lot of great players in Dallas. He had almost 1,200 yards. Very consistent player, and that's why I put Amari Cooper on the list.
So I put DeMarcus Lawrence, a phenomenal defensive player, best of his position. 45 sacks last year, 15 interceptions. 2 years ago was even better with 64 sacks, 22 interceptions, and 10 yards, and a touchdown too. So he is phenomenal. Very,
this
very
ain't
good.
Madden. Anyway, moving on. We have now the New York Giants. There's no other player that it could be other than Saquon Barkley. Although he had a little rusty season last year, I say that's because of the O-line. The O-line sucked last year. So, yeah, he'll do better this year with a better O-line from the Giants, so, yeah.
Yeah, I picked Saquon Barkley too, over 2,000 yards of total in those 2 years, and 6 touchdowns. Now that they have a good offensive line, maybe he'll do much better this year. I don't know. Next up for the Eagles, I put Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz. Who else could it be?
phenomenal tight end, one of the best there is. Over 1,000 yards per season, 14 touchdowns
Yeah.
in 2 years,
Great for a
averaging
tight
10
end.
yards. Very, very good for a tight end.
Yeah. You could argue Darius Slay is up there, but like he had a horrible season last year. Barely any interceptions, barely any return yards, barely any tackles. So that's why I chose Zach Ertz. I like to see consistent players. All right, up next we have the Washington Redskins.
So for this, I picked Chase Young. He had a phenomenal season in college, and I think he's a good improvement for what the Redskins need.
Yep, I also put Chase Young. They have no good players on their team. He was a beast in college. I don't even need to list his stats. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right.
Next, we have the Baltimore Ravens.
Yep. All right. I put Earl Thomas. Just kidding. I put Lamar. Obviously, he's MVP. That's all I have to say.
Reed there. I got
Yeah.
Reed there.
Yeah. All right. What'd you put?
So I put Lamar Jackson too. 66% completion. That is phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
Too bad they lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, too bad. All right, up next we have the Cincinnati Bengals. They had barely any good players. A.J. Green just came out of injury. I put Joe Burrow. Clutch player, 5,671 yards in his last season of college. 60 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. That's the best stats I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Joe Burrow, #1 for my pick. College, that last season was basically perfect.
Yeah. All right.
6 interceptions.
Up next we have. Oh, you want to continue?
No, I'm good.
All right. Up next we have the Cleveland Browns.
So I picked Myles Garrett for this. He is
Oh, wow. Of all people, a Steelers fan picks Myles Garrett.
He's a very good defensive man, and I think it's not Vontaze Burfict or anything. It's just Myles Garrett. No harm done. But he's a very good man.
All right. Tell that to Mason Rudolph. Okay. So I put Nick Chubb. Odell, Myles Garrett. I just put Myles Garrett as bad because of what he did. Odell had a very bad season last season. So Nick Chubb had 1,500 rushing yards. That is really good. And so I think he pretty much was like, if it wasn't for him, then Browns would have been horrible.
Yeah. Coming up next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep. So I put Minkah Fitzpatrick. He had 5 interceptions. He had 1 pick six. That's great for a safety.
Same here. I put Minkah Fitzpatrick. Very, very, very good pick up by the Steelers. I think he was worth the first round pick.
Absolutely.
And he is a very good player.
Yep. All right. Up next, we have the Chicago Bears. Put Mitch Trubisky. No, I'm kidding.
I put Khalil Mack.
Yeah, I put Khalil Mack. Yeah, no, Mitch Trubisky is horrible. Yeah, I put Khalil Mack. Just a monster. Yeah, 8.5 sacks, 5 fumbles. Very consistent player. No more need to be said.
Yep. Coming up next, we have the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, this one was hard. There's not many good players. And Jeff Okudah from the draft wasn't very good, so I put Kenny Golladay. He had 1,200 yards nearly, 11 TDs. He had some incredible catches last year, so that's really what I put.
I actually put Jeff Okudah. Not many good players, not many good options to choose from. But he did have 28 tackles with a total of 34. So, I mean, that's decent so that's why I put him.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
I put Aaron Rodgers.
Absolutely, yep.
So Aaron Rodgers carrying the team for forever, very, very talented veteran player.
Yeah, he had 4,000 yards, only 4 interceptions, and he got another 13 in 3 years. That's just really good. Up next, we have the Minnesota Vikings.
I put Dalvin Cook. So very talented running back, and he is, I think, a very good addition to the Vikings, and he's good.
Yeah, for sure. I also put Dalvin Cook. You could argue Adam Thielen, but he didn't have a great season last year because of his injury. So he had 1,135 yards and 13 TDs. He's just good. Like, even in Madden, he's good. So you know he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we have the Houston Texans.
Yep. So the Houston Texans, I put Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I know some people may think J.J. Watt didn't have a great season last year. Also had injury. He always gets injured usually. So Deshaun Watson had a pretty good year. 3,852 yards, a lot of rushing yards, and he had 26 touchdowns. He's a very good scrambler. So he's a pretty good overall quarterback.
Yes, I also picked Deshaun Watson. Very, very talented quarterback, and he's not the best, but he's very good on the Houston Texans. So
yeah.
Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
So,
all right, start.
Not many good players with Andrew Luck leaving. So I put Michael Pittman Jr., very talented USC wide receiver, and very good pickup on the draft.
No, man,
I need everything basically.
No, I put Quentin Nelson, the tough blocker, the guard from Notre Dame. It's his second or third year in the NFL. He's still very young, very good blocks, but he was I was so close to picking DeForest Buckner, but I think Quentin Nelson deserves to be on the list.
Yeah. Coming up next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars.
This is the team that had probably the least good players because they got rid of Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell, and those kind of players. So I put DJ Chark. He had 1,008 yards, 8 TDs. He was their best receiver. There was really no one else really good on the team, so I had to.
I picked Leonard Fournette. His first season for the Jaguars was very, very good. Lots of yards. He's not that good this past season, but still is a good fantasy pick.
That.
Yeah.
Fantasy, yeah, I didn't think about that. Up next, we have the Tennessee Titans. We could probably pick the same player, Derrick Henry.
Yes, Derrick Henry. He is a beast. He's a machine. No one can tackle him. And,
monster truck, yep.
Yes. So, yeah, he's one of the best running backs in the position, and that's all I got to say about him.
For a big man, he's fast. 1,540 yards, 16 TDs. That's all I have to say about Derrick Henry. If you watch him, he's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, we have the Atlanta Falcons.
I put Julio Jones just
Same.
because Matt Ryan is on the decline. He's not very talented anymore.
He's an average quarterback, yeah.
He's an average. So Julio Jones, one of the most famous wide receivers there is. So that's why.
Yep. 1,394 yards and a very consistent player. That's a great receiver right there. Up next, we have the Carolina Panthers.
Christian McCaffrey,
the best running back in the league. That's all you have to say.
Exactly.
No, nothing else.
Exactly.
Nothing else, man. All right. Up next, we have New Orleans Saints.
So I put Drew Brees just because he is very talented in this position. Very, very good quarterback. And so, yeah, that's all you got to say about him.
Although his stats last year were not great, he was out for multiple weeks due to his injury. He still got 27 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, even though with like a 6-week injury. That's incredible.
Yep. Next up, we got the Buccaneers.
Controversial one. I put Chris Godwin. Tom Brady, there's a reason goats are slow. Gronk, he's coming back. You never know how good he's going to do. Although Chris Godwin, he got 1,333 yards. That's pretty good. Better than Mike Evans, so he was the best receiver on there, and he really shined last year.
Yeah, I picked Rob Gronkowski just because a very big tight end, and I think that Tom Brady will have lots of success with him, and that's, I mean, one of the
Good
best
chemistry indeed.
there is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up next, we have the Denver Broncos.
So I picked Von Miller just
Yep, I
because
did too.
the Broncos have lost everything, and there's Von Miller is the only veteran they basically have anymore. So that is why I put the Broncos.
Yep.
Von Miller.
I also put Von Miller. You know, as a Super Bowl MVP, very consistent player. He had 8 sacks last year. Great for a linebacker. That's really all that needs to be said by the Chinese Dragon, as people call him.
Next up, we have the Chiefs.
Yep. I put Travis Kelce on this one. You know, Super Bowl MVP. Yeah, he's really good. No, okay, we'll go Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, guys. I had to do that.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes too. Very talented quarterback and won the Super Bowl, and that's all you gotta say about him.
4,331 yards, 26 TDs, only 5 interceptions, Super Bowl MVP, blah, blah, blah. That's Patrick Mahomes. All right. Up next, we have not the Oakland Raiders. Sorry, now the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, so I picked Henry Ruggs. A good pickup in the draft, and other than that, they have nobody else. I would have picked Antonio Brown if they still had him, but nope, traded him away.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't pick. I actually didn't pick Michael or Henry Ruggs, not Michael Pittman. I picked Rodney Hudson. He is one of the best center. He's not one of the. He is the best center in the league. My opinion matters. In my opinion, it matters. My opinion matters.
Next up, we have the Chargers.
Yep. I put Joey Bosa in this position. 11.5 sacks, 1 fumble. Pretty amazing for a defensive end.
Same for me, yeah. Nothing more to say about him. But you want to hear a joke about the Chargers?
Yes, sir.
What do the Los Angeles Chargers and Possums have in common?
What?
Both play dead at home and get killed on the road.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Next up, we have the Cardinals.
All right. I put DeAndre Hopkins, the best receiver in the league. That's all that needs to be said about him.
Yep, DeAndre Hopkins here. Worst trade by the Texans to give him to the Cardinals, but other than that,
history, yeah.
the Cardinals got lucky. Next up, we got the Rams.
All right, so I put Aaron Donald, very consistent player. He shined with the Rams, 12.5 sacks, 2 fumbles. That's all. He's just a monster. That's all needs to be said about him.
Same here. Yeah, Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, we have. Or you can say it. It's good. You got it.
49ers.
All right. So I put Nick Bosa. He's the better Bosa brother. And you want to hear a joke?
Sure.
If Aaron Rodgers was with Allstate instead of State Farm, his all line would have protected him more from Nick Bosa. You're gonna turn off your face cam.
I picked Jimmy G, carrying them to the Super Bowl but losing. So Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm pretty sure that's the reason they lost the Super Bowl. Probably, he's just not a clutch player.
And last up, we have the Seattle Seahawks.
All right. I put Russell Wilson. He's my favorite quarterback of all time. That's it. My opinion matters.
Same here. Yeah, he carries the team, so Seahawks for that. And
all right.
That was the last one, so stuff.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe as always. I'm sorry for the lag some in this video. What can we say? Quarantine lag is just not great for us. So sorry. We'll try our best though next time. Promise.
If you're not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. Please, please, please. Thank you very much.
See ya.
from A&W Football Fanatics, we're out.